Hello, everybody. What's going on? Welcome to FSP number 27. Joined this week by the amazing Lore Jasper. What's up, Jasper?
Yo, how's it going? I've just been power washing all day, pretty much.
Me too.
That's what I've been doing.
What about you, Fuzz? What's up, man? How you doing?
Been doing pretty good. Been playing a little bit more Division and Gran Turismo 7 and dealing with air conditioning issues, but it's all fixed now, so everything's good.
Yeah, in the summer, that's not when that sucks. What was the temperature there today, Fuzzy?
Oh, it was 87 with like it bounced between like 80% humidity to 100% humidity. So yeah.
It's like 105 today, I think here.
Oof,
Nice.
Yeah.
Triple digits. Oh.
Yeah, it's triple digits every day for a while. It's been triple digits almost every day. I think we had 2 days where it got like a 99 or 98 recently, but other than that, it's been for a couple weeks 100 to 108 pretty consistently. And there's no end in sight right now because the forecast only goes up to about 10 days, and the next 10 days are over 100. 108 today, Kate says. Yeah, 108 today. Sorry, I said 105. I undershot it a little bit. 97 right now at 9 p.m. here. Heat index is 100. Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, if we had triple digits here in the Northeast, I think it would be like a national emergency or something.
Yeah, I mean, but a lot of people don't have central air there, right?
I think it's in the 60s right now. It's 73. It's supposed to get down to 60s something tonight.
I've never experienced like a northeast like cooler weather summer. You know what I mean? Like, because what I've heard from Kate, because she's from Vermont, right, is that like you would have hot days in the summer, most days in the 80s, but you'd have some days in the 90s, right? But even then, like it got down to like the 60s at night. You know, here you got to have your AC blasting all night long. I mean,
fucking 70 degrees is melting up here. Like I'm sweating.
At 70? Wow. No, 70 here is like feels amazing. Like that's a sweet spot if you hit like the high 60, like 68 to like 72 in between there outside. You get that nice breeze. That's perfect. We don't get that very much here though. But shout out to the chat. Thanks for joining us. I see Spooky, who I got to hang out with on Saturday. Fifth Horseman, what's up? Talos Ray, back from dead. Alvin, what's up, man? Shanesy Hayes, hey everyone. He says, what's up to you too, Shanesy? Mr. Xbot, and we got Vic the Click hanging out as well. Thanks everybody for watching the show. Man, I have been power washing as well, Jasper, because I've been like, it makes me feel cooler. The thought of like this misting water everywhere. Like I stay inside and I'm just power washing, and there's something weirdly addicting about that game. I don't know what it is. I see people making fun of everybody that's playing it, but this is like one of the most overwhelmingly positive reviewed Steam games as well. I saw it's like 98% like positive reviews on Steam or something.
It's one of those games where it's just like crack. You can't put it down. You just gotta keep playing.
Because you once you start the task, you have to finish it, and it can take you a couple hours potentially to even finish the task. But it's rewarding to see like it kind of come together. I just did a helicopter recently.
That one.
Yeah, that one was cool, man. I got to get on top of like a fireman helicopter or whatever, you know, where they dump water and stuff. And now I'm doing a carousel. And I thought the carousel was going to be nice and easy. It's a little bit of a pain in the ass because there's like carousel poles and stuff. There's an achievement for doing that without turning it off. So that's what I was doing the other night when we were talking to the Xbox party chat. Yeah. I turned it off. Damn it. That's what I get for not looking at achievements. But yeah, that's surprisingly a good game. It's in Game Pass, everybody. It's actually well made too.
Just did a treehouse today. It took like 4.5 hours, it seemed like, to finish that damn thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's the one that I saw in the little text dialogue that they said, "Oh, I got a treehouse. It needs desalignment." I'm like, "Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to do a treehouse now." But I don't have the $5,000 power washer yet.
Yeah, I bought that just when that treehouse came up. So
okay, I've got about like 3,200 or so. I wish there was a way to go back and like do simpler ones to grind for money, you know, like. But I guess that's not how the real world works. Either you can't just go redo things, you know.
Well, you could do like small sidewalks if that was your actual job, and be like, "Hey, I'll give me $50 and watch the sidewalk."
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You could do that. Or you could do like those. Have y'all ever watched the YouTubers that like do this stuff? They'll like knock on somebody's door. I'm gonna power wash your house for free.
For free.
And they're like, what? That's weird. And they're like, yeah. And then they set up a camera and they like do it for a couple hours or whatever, and then they get millions of views on YouTube
and it's like their title's like power washing dirty ass house for free. Amazing transformation.
Saved homeowner from a city violation. Saved elderly man from city violation. I see that all the time too. But yeah, I still haven't gotten out the real power washer yet. But this is making me want to, but not when it's 108 degrees outside.
Nah. Stay indoors. Stay in the AC.
Not worth it.
Yeah. The good thing about power washing is you get hit with water all the time, though. So
yeah, that's true. That is true. It's like, it creates a little mist, you know.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wasp and stuff outside too, though. Right now.
Oh, that's just spray the nest down.
But they get attracted to water. You know what I mean? But they here they like live in the brick. They'll like go in the brick and the little wheat poles, and the bricks, you know, and the mortar. And then make little homes inside your brick.
Yeah, but you have a power washer. They get hit with a little bit of the stream, they're dead.
Yeah, but you don't want to start a swarm. You know, you hit. They'll come after you.
Just put it in their hole and they can't get out.
Oh, you know what I've done before though? I felt like an asshole though. I've like stuck. I don't remember what it was. I stuck in there, but I saw one that like I have a balcony where I used to chill out there, and like in the summer they would come swarming me and stuff, and they would go in the wheat pole and the brick. I can't remember what it is, but after they went in there, like, because I got sick of them coming out, I fucking stuck something in there just to, like, trap them. It was like, I want to say it was like silly putty or like slime or something. I don't remember what it was, but I'm sure they didn't appreciate that. But I've also, besides Power Wash Simulator, I've also been like on a kick of like kind of looking through the Ultimate Game sales and stuff and seeing like what good deals there are. And I got a couple games that I can recommend. Disciples Liberation. I had never heard of it. I saw it in the Ultimate Game sale for like $30, and I went ahead and pulled the trigger on it because like all the screenshots looked awesome, and I saw it had like 300 user reviews on Xbox. It's like, wow, okay, so a lot of people actually played this, I guess. And I'd never heard of it, but I was like, wow, this looks like it's up my alley. I tried it. Man, it's freaking amazing, dude. It's like it's a tactics fantasy RPG. Completely up my alley. I have no idea how I haven't heard of this franchise before, because it's like the 4th game or something. It's crazy. Any of y'all played Disciples Liberation? No, never heard of it?
No, but I might have to check that out.
Do you like the tactics games?
Yeah, and I was talking about one the other day with Pong and Blam. One that I picked up on PC a few years back called Planetary Annihilation, where you can basically run a moon into your enemy's planet or run it into your own planet to kill everybody type of thing.
Right on.
But it's like an RTS tactics, kind of like a mixture of both, because you can have the face-off battles from base to base, or you can do space exploration, you know, colonize a moon and then turn it into a bombardment missile kind of thing by putting rockets on it and crashing it into the enemy player's planet or something. So it's pretty cool.
Right on. Yeah, I've never heard of that one. Is it on Xbox or just on PC? Or?
No, it was a Kickstarter that I think might be on Steam now, but it was a Kickstarter. It's got to be like 5 or 6 years ago.
Okay.
But man, that was one of the few games that I could actually get on my Mac way back then. Because I was like, all right, I converted from PC to Mac at that point, and yeah, that was like one of the few games I could, you know, pick up from like a Kickstarter type of deal.
Right on. There's also another RTS game, or RTS, because the other one was a tactics game, but this one is a RTS called Iron Harvest. And I had heard of that before. And again, it's RTS coming to console, you know, people, you can make it work. And so This one I noticed was the Ultimate Game Sale, but then when I was looking on the PlayStation Ultimate Game, or not their whatever their sale, summer sale or whatever they call it, I saw it was there too, and I already had some funds in my wallet on there, so I went ahead and pulled the trigger on that. That one I wouldn't recommend as much as Disciples Liberation. I think it's a good game. I do like it. I like that once the RTS elements really get going in the campaign, it's really strong. But like the cutscenes are like weirdly low res. It's like 480p. It gotta be or lower. I don't know. It's really weird. Now the cutscenes are good though. It's like good voice acting. That well, not I wouldn't say good, but engaging story. It's got an engaging story to it. But like the close-up scenes and the cutscenes are like very low quality. But when it's actually an RTS gameplay, it's really solid. Like it's a really fun game to play. So I'd recommend it for sure if you like RTSs. But other than that, I would recommend Disciples Liberation more. But yeah. And Power Wash Simulator the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get that done before tomorrow.
How far past the carousel are you?
Probably like 6 missions.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
You actually played. It's taken you longer to beat Power Wash Simulator than it did Elden Ring.
No. It's still got about another 30 hours.
I mean, you put in like you put in 70 hours to beat Elden Ring, right?
Yeah, pretty much close to that.
How many hours do you think you've already gotten Power Wash Simulator?
Probably 20.
Only 20? I've gotten more than that. I'm not even anywhere near you.
Well, you're a slow washer.
How? Okay. Anyway. Well, I guess we got to get into some actual topics here. So
we can talk about Power Wash all day.
I know. I really could, man. I really could. You know, like the most annoying thing is on the metal, like small areas when it's like an oily substance and you can't really see it visibly unless you hit right on the D-pad. And then the yellow one's not even super strong enough. The yellow nozzle's not super strong enough to get it off in one hit. So then you got to go to like the red nozzle and anyway. All right. So many hours in Power Wash. I don't know how many hours in Power Wash Simulator I got. I don't want to tell anybody. It's embarrassing. So the Activision Blizzard deal is a lot of swirling right now because there was a report from a pay for type website that they said that, hey, Microsoft has basically submitted the round of answers back to the FTC, and now the FTC is supposed to be having 30 days to either come back with more questions or let it go through, right? And so there's a lot of speculation right now about, hey, does this mean it'll close in August? You know, and I don't know. I'm not there yet, but there's a lot of speculation about it now. I guess it's technically possible, right? Technically it's possible now, because you have that, and you have the EU. I think is already working on theirs as well, and there's some other people working on their stuff. But none of those would actually prevent a deal from closing. I don't think. It's just the fact that they want to get the go ahead so they don't have any issues down the road. Is basically how I'm understanding it. But what I don't know is if this necessarily means, because I watched Hoglaw's video, and I recommend anybody watch Hoglaw's video because he actually has experience in this field. So I will take his word over like either a journalist or just random person on Twitter or whatever about how the processes go. And it's basically he's saying that just because this is happening right now doesn't mean it's like a for sure thing that's going to close soon, right? Like it could still have back and forth between the FTC, could decide that they don't have all the answers that they want to hear regarding the questions that were submitted. They could also potentially close later this year, like in November, December. Microsoft could potentially fight it if they aren't agreeable. And other than that, more likely would also be early sometime next year. So based on everything that you guys have seen right now, like, because I put a poll on Twitter yesterday before Hoglaw's video actually, and I was kind of on the same page about with the timeline that he had said, but the surprising thing was how split the community is on what they think on this. You know, that poll had let's see how many views it had. Sorry, I tweet a lot. Let me scroll down. It had 1,100 votes. So obviously, you know, it probably more of an Xbox following, you know, on Twitter. So I would expect it to be favorable towards Xbox. Like, everybody wants Activision Blizzard. But the answers were approximately 25%, approximately 50%, approximately 75%, or slam dunk 100% that the deal will get done before the end of this year. And 33% say slam dunk 100%.
I voted 75.
You voted 75, so you're in the 24% category. And there's 27% that say it's 50-50.
Yeah.
And then less or approximately 25% say about 15% of people say approximately 25% chance. So Jasper, you said 75?
Yeah. The only reason I say that is because I'm like looking at maybe the December kind of timeline-ish.
Right.
Where it's like, it's December, but maybe it just gets pushed a little bit till next year with like the holidays or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It could be. Here's the thing: if it gets past November, I don't think it's going to close this year.
Yeah.
Because of
the
holiday
executives
seasons and stuff.
Yeah, the executives are going to take that holiday break from Thanksgiving on, probably.
That's what they do, and they resume business back in like
mid-January.
Yeah.
They get like a whole like month off, pretty much, or two, like a month and a half off. It seems like
it's like a college fucking winter break.
The government's going on holiday. See everybody back. So I'm wondering, like, what would be? You're 75, so you're thinking that's the most likely scenarios before this year. Okay. What about you, Fuzz?
I voted 100% slam dunk, and
okay.
I'm hoping, knock on wood, I hope I'm not jinxing anything, but I think the big thing is that there's a push on both sides, both Activision as well as Microsoft, to kind of get this deal done for the holidays, because they're probably going to want to see as a good of a holiday season on sales and so forth as they possibly can. I do believe it is going to be to that like 11th hour. Like originally I was hoping for like a September-ish time, but just knowing how the executives are probably going to, drag their feet a bit. Well, maybe not the executives themselves, but the people that have to get all the paperwork organized are going to probably drag their feet a little bit. And then come like the mid part of October, as that clock is winding down before they go on break, it'll be like, all right, we need to get this all, organized, signed, sealed, delivered, everybody on board, get the shareholders votes and all that stuff taken care of, and the transfer of ownership and so forth, resolved. But I think it's pretty much the end of October, beginning of November range is when everything gets kind of buttoned up, and then they come out just before like Black Friday or something like that and be like, hey, welcome to the family. Activision, Blizzard, and King are now part of Microsoft Gaming or something along those lines type of deal. But
I will say the Hogue video kind of made my percentage go down a little bit today.
Did it?
Yeah.
It's easy to get caught up in this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, I'm excited.
The way he was comparing it with like the Amazon thing or whatever he said was like they just kind of went out. Amazon just kind of came out. It was like, yeah, we're done with this. We don't care about the FTC anymore. Like,
they pretty much said F you to the FTC, right? And Microsoft could do the same thing. I don't think they want to, right?
Yeah. No,
I don't think that's Microsoft's like MO. I think that they aren't going to let the FTC prevent this deal from going through.
Yeah.
I mean, but I think they're going to play nice until it gets to the point of ridiculousness, right?
Yeah.
Sup, Psycho? How's it going, man?
Good. How are you? I was out doing deliveries, so I was a little late. Sorry, but
no problem, man. So we were talking about the Activision Blizzard deal, and like I had
Yeah.
that poll. Where did you vote on that? Like
Yes.
approximately. What's your feelings?
I was 75%.
75. Okay.
Yeah.
So
'Cause
Fuzzy
that's
was even more
logical.
confident than you. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anything can happen. It's the
Yeah.
FTC. It's the government. They could drag their feet because they feel that they have to for some reason. But at the end of the day, 75% was, for me, it was illogical. It was like, it could, but there's still stipulations, but it might not happen. So, I'm on the boat of late October, late September,
Yeah.
early October-ish. Like we were saying in the DMs, but reality, it could be around November that it's all finalized, and then they announce right before the holiday, and then we'll just jump up all the Game Pass subscriptions because Call of Duty will be more likely going into Game Pass from
Yeah.
Call of Duty 2, pretty much all the way through, unless they have Finest Hour on the Xbox.
I don't think so.
I don't
first
think
one?
there's no OG Call of Duty games. I don't think on Xbox. There's only 360 and up.
Not the first Call of Duty came out on Xbox.
Well, they
Yeah,
On the original
They
Xbox.
yeah, it did, but they redid it and put it on Xbox 360. It's like an arcade game, I think.
oh yeah. 'Cause
I don't remember. It's
I-
been so long.
Yeah,
Yeah,
But
I
I don't think
thought
there's any
there
OG
was.
Call of Duty games on the store that you can buy. So
No,
have to
no,
add
you-
it back.
you couldn't buy it. I think they took it out. Activision took it out because but I thought I remembered it, a Call of Duty on the original Xbox, but like I thought it was for Finest Hour. But I could be wrong. But anyways, they'll have at least Call of Duty 2 throughout on in Game Pass, because that's when 'cause I still think you can possibly get 2 in the 360 store.
Yeah, every 360 one's available for sale.
Yeah.
So
So
how
there
many
you go.
CODs
So
is that? That's like
Oh my God.
about 16 Call
Well,
of
what
Duties
year
or
is it?
something.
It's 2022, so there's about 20.
Yeah.
So the 360 launched in
Pretty much.
2006 or 2007.
5.
5.
Jesus. Okay, so
Yeah.
so that if
The
there's a Call of Duty
PS3
every
was
year, or there's been a
06.
Call of Duty every year since then, hasn't there?
Yeah, I think the
Pretty
only
close
year
to
they
it, yeah.
skipped was like after their first game. I don't even know if they skipped after that either.
Right.
No, they skipped.
After
I
Call
think-
of Duty 2 was World at War, right?
No, that World at War was after Call of Duty 4.
I mean, Call of
It
Duty
was
3. What was Call of Duty 3 called?
Call
There
of
was Call of
Duty
Duty 3, and then there was Call of Duty 3 Big Red 1, which was the 360 version.
Okay, and then there was Call of Duty 4. Then there was World at War.
Yeah,
Okay, right. And then World at War was Treyarch.
yeah.
Correct. That was the first Treyarch.
Right.
Call of Duty 3 was the first Treyarch.
So was there a gap between Call of Duty 2 and Call of Duty 3?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, because I,
I
think
think
Call of
there-
Duty 3 was Treyarch.
I think there
right?
was.
No, it's been pretty much yearly. I think the first one in Call of Duty 2 may have been the only
Right.
gap.
So you're talking about Call of
Yeah.
Duty 2, Call of Duty 3, Call of Duty 4, Call of Duty World at War, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, the Black
Black
Ops,
Modern
Modern
Warfare
Warfare 3, Black Ops 2. Was it Ghost then?
Mm, Black
Ghost
Ops-
was Xbox One.
Well, yeah,
That
I'm
was the
thinking we're
first
maybe
Xbox
get to
One.
the Xbox One generation now. I think Call of Duty
Black
Ghost
Ops
is the
2, then it would have been another Infinity Ward game. So it had to have been Ghosts.
because Modern Warfare.
Yeah, it would have been
After Modern
Ghosts.
Warfare 3, like
Yeah,
they
was
were
Ghost.
Infinity
and then it was
Ward kind of
Black
had
Ops
that whole
3.
they Vince Appella, Jason
No, it
West, all
would've
those guys left, and then they formed Respawn, and then they like Infinity Ward was a shell of themselves, and their next game was Ghost, right?
Yeah. And then it was Advanced Warfare. Then it was Black Ops 3. And it was Infinite Warfare, and
yeah.
Modern Warfare Remastered at the same time. Then it was Black Ops 4. Then it was World War 2. Then it was after World War 2 was Modern Warfare, I think.
Yeah.
And then it was Black Ops Cold War. Then it
Wow.
would be Vanguard. Then it's Modern Warfare 2 this year.
Yeah, that's a lot of Call of Duty.
There's 20 games.
And Warzone
There's
also
20 games,
along the
yeah.
last 5 years or whatever it is now. 4
Yeah.
years.
So
Probably,
there
something
is
like that.
there will be 20 games if you include Call of Duty, but there's technically 19 if the first Call of Duty wasn't on Xbox. If
But
it was
there's
Finest
also that.
Hour, there would be a 19.
Yeah, they remade the first Call of Duty. I think they call it Call of Duty Classics or something like that. They made it an
Finest
arcade
Hour.
game. Yeah.
That one,
Yeah,
like
that's what-
when you run around, there's like pickups and stuff on the ground, and stuff like ammo boxes and things like that. I think, like
I never
health
played that
packs
one.
and stuff. It's like almost like old school like Doom style. How there's like stuff just laying on the ground, right?
Yeah, I've only played Call of Duty 2 and on. I did not play
I
Finest
think
Hour
Call of Duty
or
2 was like that also. I think it had just stuff laying on the ground, if I remember right.
No, there was weapons you could pick up to give you ammo.
I think
But there was
a health
no-
system back in then.
I think there was just
Yeah.
random shit laying on the ground, like
Was it?
health packs and like ammo boxes and stuff. It wasn't until
That was so long ago.
I think until Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare
When they started that regen health system.
yeah,
stuff,
that it changed, and that's what revolutionized Call of Duty at that point, right?
Borrowed from Halo.
Oh yeah, they took a lot from
Well,
Halo.
Halo
Yeah,
fucking
sorry.
had health pickups before they had like. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Halo 1 had health pickups, and then they went regen, and then everyone followed suit from there on out. Whatever Halo did, Call of Duty did next. But
And
their
then,
own
and then
choices.
Halo took from Call of Duty because Call of Duty became so popular and stuff, and it's
Yeah.
like we find ourselves here where Microsoft's going to own both of them, and it's not going to matter. It's like holy crap, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be nuts. Can you imagine if they actually had like a Call of Duty style, like a Halo, if they did like a sub story, not doing Master Chief, but have like either Spartans or ODST, but Call of Duty style, and you're running around wherever you want to go. You know, it'd be a different style Call of Duty, Halo if they did that, but that would be interesting to change things up if they want to do that.
Yeah.
See how people like it.
As far as the acquisition goes, I'm like 60-40 that it happens next year. I'm in like the February March camp, right?
We're all
I'm
speculating.
40%, you know, is still a good percentage that I think it could happen. But I think if it happens this year, it's got to be before like November 10th, right? Like,
Yeah,
it's got to be before early November.
Correct. If it's not like the first like 10 days of November, it's next year. They're not gonna then they're not gonna push along around the holiday season like that. They're gonna wait till they get back from break. So we'll probably hear something if it's like you're saying, if it's past November 10th, we'll see or hear something probably like beginning February.
And I just think it's such a big deal. It's like harder to, you know, like implement everything and like get all cross all the T's, dot all the I's and stuff. And and you know, like I think once they know there's not going to be any hurdles, it's going to be interesting to see what they do, right?
Yeah.
Like, and I think that's the test right now. They're testing. I think they're testing the waters, right?
The only thing that I have any issues is that when he's like mentioning MGM with Amazon, that acquisition was a lot different in this.
Well, he was just
aspect
comparing
of,
the way that Amazon handled it to the way Microsoft could handle it or is potentially handling it. He wasn't talking about the deal itself. It was just saying the way that they could handle it.
It just like it doesn't seem like Microsoft is trying to stronghold the FTC or the DOJ, but they're not allowing them to, question anything because they're, with the whole union thing. We knew that was going to be an issue. I mean, you heard, Jason Schreier was out there reporting on it, unfortunately, and just the workers, they weren't sure what they were going to be. Are they all going to be stay hired within Microsoft, or could there have been a possibly like a layoff or something like that? Because 10,000 employees is a lot of employees to bring on payroll, So that's the one thing I know that the more like the FTC was kind of looking at, because they brought that up, and then with Microsoft allowing the union to step in, that will definitely take any, if they were second guessing anything with employees, that would, take that any questions away from them. But
it's right now it's just so much in the air. We don't know what questions were asked of Microsoft and Activision. We don't know what the response was, right? So
correct.
For me, like, I think when he was saying that, he was just following in line with the pattern of the news that followed with the MGM and Amazon thing, because it follows in the same sequence and the same manner with the leak of like this coming out that they've responded now was similar to the Amazon and MGM thing, is where I kind of took his comparison from, and if that was intentional or not. And we don't know, but like somebody had to leak that, because you have to be in the insider. You have to know what's going on with that stuff. So it's either somebody with the government,
either bullshit or
like,
it's a leak.
Right. It's either bullshit or it's a leak. If it's a leak, it's got to be somebody with Microsoft or Activision Blizzard or the FTC or DOJ or something like that. Right. So it would make me think that that's where he could be saying it could have been intentionally leaked. Right. If they wanted that news to get out there, to put onus on them to like speed things up or whatever.
Yeah. Because it looks like everything is right now is on the FTC, whatever findings they're going to have with, because this is the second, they questioned Microsoft to come forth with any findings, and they gave it to them. So this is their second, correct, if I'm not mistaken, findings that the FTC has requested and Microsoft has now given them. So now I think if somebody within the company who knows.
But Hope's point to that was that maybe Microsoft didn't give them everything that they asked for.
Right.
So.
They, just because they say they've responded doesn't necessarily mean they've responded how the FTC would want them to respond, or to all of the questions that they asked. Like, now that's where we don't know. We don't know. You know what I mean? And all of this is due to a rumor from a leak. That could be bullshit to begin with. But other people are reporting on it, so we have to take it for what it's worth right now. That we'll have, if this is true, then at face value, we still don't know what it means, because like Hogue was trying to explain that like maybe they did. It's possible they did respond to everything, and they were completely compliant and gave them everything they were looking for. It's possible, right? But that's not what happened with the MGM thing, right? And that's also the same thing in response, kind of how this came leaked with Microsoft, and it seems like there's just a chance, you know what I mean, that they necessarily didn't respond to everything that the FTC wanted to see, or that answer to all of their questions, or maybe they don't like the answers to the questions. We don't know any of that stuff. But Microsoft's saying, here, our hands are washed. You got 30 days, right? So now maybe they do respond to them within 30 days and say, hey, what about this? What about this? What about this? Yeah. So that's possible too. You know what I mean? Also the language is in there is up to their satisfaction or whatever. And that's how he was kind of saying it's not necessarily like a clear cut 30 days now with the second request, right? Because like, just because they gave them the answers doesn't mean that those answers
they could also
were
extend the deadline too. They said, so.
There's a whole lot of moving stuff in this, and it's just like, I think there's a lot of people just running with this, like, August, we're getting Activision Blizzard, let's go, woo! And I think the point of his video was just to like let everybody, hey, hold on, you know what I mean? Like, this is, things are going well, right? He thinks the deal's going through, but it seems like there could also be other things that could potentially happen based on history of other companies and stuff like that. And also politically, with the FTC, I guess they have more of a democratic presence now than they did in the past, even with Amazon and MGM. There could be more, it could be harder for them to get a deal through where they may have to potentially fight something, whereas in
court,
before the FTC didn't challenge because they knew that they would lose the vote internally is what basically is what it seemed like. And so and we don't know right now. I mean, I'm still just thinking that it's likely going to be more back and forth thing, just because that's just what the FTC is trying to be right now. I think is what it seems like is their presence.
But it could also get real messy.
And it could get really messy. Now, I think the government would rather this be Xbox and Microsoft than an Apple or Google or Amazon or Tencent, right? And I think they're weighing those things into. And part of the positive things was the report of like Chuck Schumer meeting with Brad Smith, and they talked about those other bills they're trying to pass right now. And in those conversations came out that like they're, they kind of like being allies with Microsoft in a way where Microsoft's kind of sitting on the fence of some of those bills, where they haven't gone one way or the other. But
well,
like
we also know
they're trying to play the good guy.
There's some people in Microsoft that higher ups that have donated large sums of money to these political people as well. So they're like they know each other.
Yeah, and the military. Don't forget, Microsoft has a huge hand with the military with their security contracts and everything. So Microsoft is very deep within the government.
Yeah. And they're trying and they're promoting that open app policy, open app store policy. They're trying to do all that stuff, right? So they're trying to, they went ahead. The reason I don't think like there's any way that this doesn't get through is because of the whole, like you said, Psycho, that the union aspect of this. Because if just politics and all that stuff. All right, I don't want to get into like unions or pro unions, non unions, Republican versus Democrat, all this stuff. However, I do not foresee a Democratic led FTC not allowing a union like thing to be passed through to Microsoft, because this is a big deal in my mind for like corporate America with big tech giants. If you're saying you have Microsoft, one of the biggest tech giants, allowing a union, right, that kind of opens the doors on a lot of things. And I can't see like a democratically led like FTC saying no, we're not going to allow that, because that's like a huge proponent of that party, right, with the what they stand for and stuff. So it would be kind of like a slap in the face of their own belief system and stuff with like the politics of economics and stuff. So I just because of that, I don't foresee them saying no to this, because if let's say they do like try and put as many wrenches in this plan, and Microsoft says, okay, fuck you, I'm out. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to pay the $2 billion. I'm out. And then Activision Blizzard's left on their own devices now. And then now they go and they fight the union, all this stuff. Then they have like layoffs and stuff. You have more disgruntled employees. Activision Blizzard implodes or gets sold to like Tencent or some shit like that. How bad at that point does the FTC look? Right?
Very. Like the political fallout at that point would pretty much I wouldn't say it would be a guarantee that a lot of people would lose their seats, but it would be fuel for political commentary and commercials and things, so that it would be enough of a hit.
All right, vote for me, this asshole. Let 10,000 jobs go to China.
Exactly.
Well, and that's the thing. They don't want American jobs overseas, because that's the one thing that everyone in America is like, there's not enough, we want keep our jobs, here, and you don't want to lose a big one. 10,000 employees is massive. And this is also, I don't believe there's any in the tech industry, any unions. So if that is fact, then Microsoft just allowed unions in the tech industry pretty much. And that is
in the gaming industry on the tech side, there's like voice actors and stuff like that, and like it's on the entertainment
there's
side.
Probably smaller tech companies that have it, but nothing
like a tech giant like
not
Microsoft.
Major. Exactly.
Those companies are like known for like, we don't allow unions. They're just like highly against it, and you have a chance like as FTC or whatever to like get that through into Microsoft. I mean, it's just like that opens the door for a lot of things for unions in my mind, because if you're allowing one, potentially more people in the future might try it as well. And then Microsoft setting an example as one of the top tier companies as well. So it's like, I that was the biggest check mark when they hit that. I was like, okay, there's no way that this deal is not going to go through, because they just like changed the industry potentially with that move, right?
Yes.
So that was a big deal.
Very big deal. And it's that's why, you know, that's why I think people jumped the gun a little bit, including myself, with this findings came out. So I was like, holy shit, if this is like almost, we're only 30 days out of it being closed, it could be here, you know, sooner than we all expected. But again, you know, reading into it, Hoglaw coming out and what he was saying, that, you know, Microsoft did give them their second findings, whatever they found. If that's true or not, if this is even a factual document, we you know, until something is said, you know, we'll just wait and see what comes the next couple months. I would say maybe next, what, because he said 30 days from now. This was last week, so we got 21 days to see if anything comes from this. So we'll have to keep a year out and go from there.
Well, I mean, even in 21 days, we may not hear anything because it's still supposed to all be technically internal talks, not public.
Yeah, we won't hear anything until it's like finalized, unless there's like some leaked things like this. You know what I mean? With like the Bungie thing, like the other day, just out of nowhere, right? Oh, it's fine, it's closed, right? And I think that's maybe the next time we hear something concrete, because we're not supposed to hear anything. You know what I mean, about like the next step in the process or whatever. It's supposed to be all internal stuff. That, but we'll see. I mean, I know we got to get through the FTC thing, the EU thing. You know, you got.
And there's 21 other countries.
South Africa, I think, and
New Zealand.
So if the FTC waves their hands and says, "Oh yeah, okay, nothing we can do about this one," or and the same thing with EU. This is going. I mean, there's nothing. Yeah. I mean, it's going through, right?
Yeah, they already started.
Like, does Microsoft announce that the deal's closed when the US and the UK side of things are done, or do they announce the deal when all 20 countries or whatever are done? Like, that's the thing we also got to think. Well, because if it's all 20 countries, then it's going to be at least probably next year when every country gets done deciding whatever. But
I think the smaller countries, they're
just waiting for UK and US, so they'll be like, "Oh, they passed it. Yeah. Fuck it,
pretty much.
Yeah, because if they don't pass it, that means it can't come to. Microsoft can try to fight it and say, "Hey, this product should be in your country." But at the end of the day, I mean, if it's like a small little country that they're like, we don't want it, you know, who's to say that they will hold this up for that and be like, fine, we'll move on, and then we'll talk to you later about it.
Could you imagine like it passes in the US and then the EU and everything, and like South African like trade commission or whatever they're called, like, so
we're like, no,
we're not gonna allow this.
No.
And we're gonna fight you in court, and like, so everybody in the world gets all the Call of Duties and all these games in Game Pass except people in South Africa, because they have to be published by Activision there as a separate company. Anyway, it'd just be ridiculous.
Yeah, that I think at that point, even the consumers in those countries would probably, I wouldn't say it would riot, but they would probably send some stern letters.
The Call of Duty riot started in 2023.
Well, also, like, how many people like actually play Xbox in South Africa would even give a shit? Like,
no, but they play Call of Duty, and if they can get it on Game Pass, that will be a game changer for them.
Some of these countries have more important matters than Xbox.
I agree. It's like the fact that you're right, man, because this is a big acquisition and it's big in business and stuff, but pretty much this is going to affect cloud systems, going to affect the employees in only a positive way that I can see right now. It's going to affect video games and consumer products, and it's like such a massive deal that has to be ultra scrutinized because it's like $70 billion deal, right? But it's like there's so much more important things for them to be like focusing on. Like, is it going to hurt our video game consumers? Like, I think we're doing okay, guys. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think anybody here is like Now you see the random trolls and people on Twitter being like, "You can't allow this," you know, the Jason Schreiers of the world.
Call the president. Call
You
the
know,
president.
like because you don't understand what's gonna happen here. You know, Bobby Kodak's gonna get his freaking kind of money, and he's gonna fly away, and he's gonna be rich, and be like, motherfucker, this guy's already rich. All right, like
Exactly.
He's gonna be rich regardless of how this turns out.
and then you have but they're gonna lay off everybody, and you know they're gonna like ruin the amount of different games that can come out. Man, there's like so many like startup studios like every year right now. There's so many acquisitions across the board from everything. This is just one big company. This is like not worth all of this drama, right? It's just so stupid and annoying that this even has to be a question to me. If I'm just being honest, like it's like I can understand like okay, like pharmaceutical, right? Like or like food. You know, it's things that like affect us in like a real way. We're fucking talking about video games, and it's being ultra scrutinized by the government. I mean, just come on. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's things funny. Like Pink Slime was able to get through the not investigation stuff, but yeah, you're right. The food and medical are probably the utmost priority because it affects lives and livelihoods and. I mean, video games is just more so entertainment. Although we love that entertainment, but still.
Yeah.
Well, the Pink Slime has real 10% beef, so that's passable. That's okay. It's still under human consumption. Once it goes under 9, we got to draw the line there. Video games, oh my god, we gotta scrutinize the shit out of this, guys. We can't let this go through. It's video games.
Did you hear they're gonna have a monopoly on the cloud? I mean, come on. Let's move past this.
They're gonna take the clouds. What?
We're Microsoft's gonna get all them clouds. We gotta raise up, guys. You know, start spreading your Facebook memes out there. We're gonna need to get some support.
Save the clouds.
Save the clouds. Do you want Microsoft to own all the clouds? Don't sit idly by.
You say this, but there's probably somebody starting up something.
Yeah, he's in our chat right now. Yeah.
I
think that's a Micah Ford. No, just kidding. Love him, Micah.
It's I'm just saying, right? Like it's interesting, but yeah. If it's video games, I think it should be like a little like asterisk. Hey, you don't need to look at this too hard. Let's just keep on moving, right?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, I think, like I said, it's possible before the end of the year, but more likely early next year. But it is more. I will say this: with hearing that, it makes me feel more likely this year than it did before, right? Because it means that Microsoft is being aggressive. You know, they want this deal done. And if it came to September, October, and we hear something about this deal being finalized, that will send shockwaves through the Twitter sphere, and the gaming nerds everywhere will all be rejoicing in Game Pass subscriptions.
Hallelujah.
Yeah.
Well, then it also shows that if you're doing positive things in the industry, then even though it's a $70 billion acquisition, Microsoft went the right steps to go about it, and they were probably like, you know what, they did it right, so let's push this through. Yeah. When you got someone like Amazon that says, fuck you, I'm gonna take shit by the fucking horns, that's gonna fucking they're gonna get pissed off. That's what they
just leaked was a Brad Smith email to the FTC, and it just actually says, fuck you, FTC, you ain't stopping this shit. There's your answers.
Didn't they stopped? I think the video was trying to buy some like microchip company for like $40 billion. I think they stopped that like
Yeah.
Yeah.
or something too. So,
But
But that was a monopoly, I believe, wasn't it, Fuzzy?
it was a closer thing. Like I think it was Nvidia and ARM or something like that.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
there's only like 3 companies in the
That make
world for it,
microchips.
so it's like it was going to be from 3 down to 2 type of deal, or
Right.
from 4 down to 2, or it was a pretty small market or narrow market that would have been lopsided at that point.
And that's why they say they look more at those lateral moves. You know what I mean? Like, okay, so if you have like 4 big players and one of them acquires the other, then that's like a big deal. But like video games is not like that. There's like a lot.
When third place is, acquiring a company for $7 billion, it doesn't make them first place right up overnight.
Yeah.
No, it's just
well,
so like you're talking about a trillion-something dollar company. You know what I mean? Acquiring a $70 billion company, and they're like far behind in gaming to begin with compared to Sony and stuff. So it's just a irrelevant whole thing. But people like to make names for themselves. It's a lot of grandstanding going on. There's a lot of stuff like that, and that's what we're dealing with, unfortunately. But I guess we can touch on this a little bit. I don't want to talk too much about this because I honestly don't think there's really much to it. But before we get into some of the other the games coming out this week and the 2 games that are coming out tomorrow that we got reviews for, speaking of acquisitions, there's a lot of people discussing the Netflix thing because Microsoft has signed a deal with Netflix to be the supporter of their ad service for their new subscription-led ad-based lower tier for Netflix. So Microsoft is going to be the provider for the advertisements for that. A lot of people have jumped in because of one analyst on, I think, like MSNBC or some website was like, I wonder if this
Finance.
Yahoo Finance. I wonder if Microsoft is trying to acquire Netflix, right? And so a lot of that jumped to a lot of conclusions like pretty quickly about Microsoft is buying Netflix next year and stuff. And I'm just like, personally, I'm nowhere near ready to go there yet. I do think Microsoft is going to want to get into entertainment besides just video games, and maybe potentially they could make a play for Netflix. I just don't know if this deal itself means anything for that, other than the fact that they're establishing a working relationship with Netflix.
I think the biggest thing that kind of set off, at least for this analyst, that set off the red flag for them was that Microsoft isn't really known for third-party advertising. That's typically a Google, strong point, and they've been using Google. Netflix has been using Google for a while.
Yeah.
So they're jumping to the conclusion of, well, this could be like the start of something, because it is kind of a weird, area for Microsoft to kind of take the reins. But
I think Microsoft's trying to grow that business.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're trying to grow Azure as best they can, but this isn't anything related to that at this point.
Yeah.
But that would be something that they could always, nudge, hint, down the road when AWS contract is up for renewal or something like that. But I think this is business just working well together. At least at this point, Netflix has worked well with Xbox with the whole streaming stuff that they started on 360, and who knows where it leads to down the road.
Yeah. I think who knows what it could lead to down the road, and it's just like I like I said, I think Xbox and Microsoft they're gonna do more in entertainment. Like we already got also today news about Grounded is gonna get a TV show, and we have the Halo show. So they have some interest there for sure, and then also they already have subscription service based on entertainment. So if they were looking to potentially add to that, they could, go out and get a entertainment provider, or like a streaming giant or something like that. Netflix is like what, $100 billion or so.
They've changed so much in the past few years. I have no idea.
And they go up and down a lot, but
yeah, they're current, I think, market cap is floating around that, maybe a little bit below that, just because of, I guess there's supposed to be a not a conference call, but like a quarterly thing tomorrow or something. But
Yeah.
they've been hemorrhaging some subscribers, which makes them look volatile in the market, and people are like, "Ooh, are they going under?" Because there's a lot better competition today compared to 5 or 10 years ago. So
Right. I mean, I don't like Netflix is not going anywhere, right? Like there's way too many subscribers and stuff. What would it potentially end up happening before they ever had that happen would be to sell to somebody, right? They would get acquired by a larger entity. So I think that could be where some of those rumors are coming from as well. If they're looking to like get out of jail free card, it would be going to somebody that's like, well, we're too big to sustain ourselves now. We're just too fluid. We need more capital or whatever. Like we're going to get consumed by or absorbed by Microsoft or Google.
Yeah, but before even that, I think Netflix would take steps to like maybe do some acquisition themselves to try to save themselves that way first.
Netflix is massive, and I agree with you there too. Netflix doesn't necessarily need to sell, and why I don't know why they would want to be honest with you. I mean, they're trying to get into gaming, they're trying to do different things. Now, if it gets into a dire situation, you know what I mean? That's one thing. Like Activision Blizzard was in a dire situation,
Yeah.
Ubisoft right now to me is in a dire situation,
Yeah.
EA is middling right now. I mean, they're like not in a dire situation, but like they're looking for partners and stuff like that. So
when Madden comes out, everyone will stop talking about them.
Yeah. These companies had such a big boon over the last couple of years. It's hard for them to sustain that growth now. So like it doesn't look good to investors and stuff when they
especially because like in the pandemic you had everyone playing games, and now everyone's going back out, so they're losing numbers. So it's like investors are like, "Oh, why are you losing?" Yeah.
Why are we down 20%?
Well, it's because we were up 500% like in 2020. You know what I mean? Like, it's the way business goes sometimes, but it's not good for business when you have such high growth and then a tick back because everybody gets used to those big numbers, right? Like, so but I don't know if they're like, I don't know. I'm just not ready for that for me yet. I think that it's a first step to potentially more of a relationship. I think the next step would be Azure, right? Now, let's say Netflix looks at it and be like, it makes sense for us because we can just move over to Azure as well, right? And all those kind of things. But I personally, it doesn't excite me at all. And that's the most disappointing thing. I don't care if Microsoft buys Netflix. It doesn't do anything for me. I can't really think of any advantages.
Maybe
a bundle savings type of thing would be about the biggest deal.
Yay! I mean, like save a few bucks. You know what I mean? That's like that's it. We already get like I would rather they could just do a deal and do a Game Pass perk. You know what I mean? And be cost a lot less money and still have the same benefit back to the consumer. Like there's you could look at it like, okay, well now Xbox has people to make your like Halo stuff and all these things. You don't have to go to other places, but like Netflix doesn't really make a lot. They don't have like a lot of their own studios too much. It doesn't seem like. It seems like they have a lot of other studios that come in like, hey, publish, like, let Netflix be the place where we put our stuff.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So like it's not like you have like the Duffer Brothers made Stranger Things, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Netflix just gives them a shit ton of money and is like, go make your thing and put it on our platform.
I mean, they have some stuff, like they have like these like so some shows that you can tell are like put out there because Netflix is trying to get in a category. You know what I mean? Right? So they're kind of like they have like the Cake Wars type shows and stuff like that now, and all those kind of things and stuff. They're trying to like check boxes and stuff, and they have producers and all this stuff, but they're not known for like it's not like they're WB or like
Disney or with Marvel.
Disney and have these massive studios that they own that produces this content. Maybe they own the studios that the Duffer Brothers operate. I don't know. I don't know 100%, but like just because that doesn't mean the Duffer Brothers are going to make a Halo show or a Halo movie. You know what I mean? I would find way more value for me at like something that would get me way more excited is if Microsoft bought WB Discovery.
Yeah.
Because then you get HBO, which means you get more hardcore shows, right? You can have your Halo or Gears or whatever shows on HBO Max or whatever they call it at that
You get
time.
to see some more than just Master Cheeks. You get to see some Master Dong.
I mean,
on
you're
HBO.
talking about some pretty hardcore. You get some pretty hardcore shit there, but then also you get all the gaming stuff. Like Netflix is getting into gaming, but they don't have a huge gaming component, and they don't have like NetherRealm and Monolith and you know WB Montreal and like Mortal Kombat and Batman. You get DC Comics if you buy WB Discovery.
Yeah,
and it's like there's and it's also a lot less than Netflix.
Yeah,
it's like a third of the price of Netflix, and you get gaming stuff, you get movie stuff, you get streaming stuff, and you get to potentially bundle it all together. It just seems way more exciting to me of that potential of doing something like that as opposed to Netflix.
I think the thing with Netflix is maybe you could say that they have some like internal technology that's like allows them to stream and host a bunch of stuff, but I don't know if like that's even there.
Yeah, because a lot of it's on with it being on AWS. I think some of that is their proprietary stuff, but it like from a gamer standpoint, WB makes a ton more sense. But like for Microsoft, for like a shareholder, Netflix would probably be the better move, just because it's like, I wouldn't say instant cash flow that's going to print money, but since you would absorb that AWS cost through Azure, then your profit margin is greatly increased, because I think it's supposed to be almost like $1 billion annually that they're paying Amazon to use their servers. And if that's, a Microsoft company and they have their own servers, I mean, it's going to probably take a while to transition it, but still, that's a cost that you can absorb and adjust as you see fit. Like, you could say the cost is higher to, avoid some money on taxes or whatnot, but they wouldn't really necessarily have to do that. They would just, focus on, the profit margins that they're making with the subscribers and stuff.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, Netflix, like, it's a Microsoft move, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's where, like, it, I agree with you there. Like, we're all wanting this, and then they go out and get something like Netflix. It's like, whoa, that's freaking huge, and that would be the sexier thing for like executives and all that stuff, to be like, yeah, we got Netflix, we got 200 freaking million subscribers right now, all that kind of stuff. But I
think you'd have to have like Phil pitch the WB's more a long-term investment would be more profitable than just Netflix.
Right.
Someone like that would have to pitch that instead of.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like, look, we get it for a third of the price, but we get the IP. How many IP does Netflix own that is like crazy valuable? They got Stranger Things, right? But that's about to be done.
Witcher.
Is that going to be ultra
Witcher's
valuable
not
anymore
owned by
after
them.
That? No, Witcher.
They just have publishing rights or something. Yeah. So it's, I would say they have a lot of smaller shows, but but like there is some potential they could cross over. So like look at that what was that thing called? Was it Love, Death, and Robots? Some of those little mini stories could be turned into video games themselves or IP itself. So there is some potential they could cross pollinate, I guess you could say, to some extent, turn some of that stuff into gaming, or take some gaming stuff and turn it into shows.
Well, a lot of that stuff is just like books and comics that they turn into shows. Like at the end of the day, like they make the original TV shows, like Netflix original.
Yeah. I mean, I think it would just be awesome. Like, I can imagine like Xbox being able to utilize any DC characters that they want.
Yeah, I'd rather have WB.
My God,
yeah,
it would be awesome.
WB over Netflix. I mean, it just be Netflix. You got the subscriber aspects, but really, as you guys saying, what IPs do they really hold? Maybe Hooby Dooby, or is it Hooey? Hooby, the fucking Adam Sandler Halloween Hooby.
Oh, Hubie Halloween.
Yeah,
Well, he has like 5 different or 6 different like Netflix movies at this point, right?
Because they made a deal with the Happy Gilmore Studios or whatever the fuck it was.
Happy Madison, Happy Madison.
Yeah.
Talking
So,
to
you
Adam
know,
Sandler, super fan right here. So
yeah,
And I guess there would be some other like cross stuff, like with their recent deal with Riot Games and then Arcane, because isn't Arcane on Netflix?
it's on
It wasn't on
Netflix.
Disney,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's on Netflix.
So I don't know if that helps them with negotiations with Riot Games or anything. If they, oh well, we can put the games on our gaming stream system, and then we still have the deal with the streaming show or stream series and stuff. But it's a tougher sell compared to WB, at least from a gaming standpoint.
Yeah, we don't know where Grounded's gonna be, right? Mocha, shout out to Mocha Smiley. So yeah, Grounded coming out as an animated show sounds pretty cool. I agree. I'm wondering if they're gonna go with Paramount Plus at Showtime Studios again, or they're gonna do Netflix this time. Who knows? They didn't say where it's gonna go yet. I think they're gonna create it and the concept.
I think they just pitch it to whoever they want it, and whoever's a cheaper price or whatever they find more valuable. That's what they go with.
Yeah, these are like deals that happen, right?
Yeah. So
now, if it appears on Netflix, then maybe that's a sign. I don't know. That would be guesswork at that point, but
it just seems like a good fit for Netflix to me personally. Because they have a lot more animated stuff than some of the other ones do. Prime would be second. Paramount Plus doesn't have a lot of that kind of stuff, but you never know like what these. I would never have guessed that Showtime was going to be the ones to be a Halo show and put it on Paramount Plus.
Has Nickelodeon though, so
yeah,
maybe there's that.
It's true.
Yeah,
but if you get the WB Discovery, you also get Discovery Plus, which has a lot of stuff on there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on Discovery Plus, and it's not really like people are like, hey, you got to subscribe to Discovery Plus. You know what I mean? But if you look through it, there's a lot of stuff on there. So if you were to able to get that, everything that they have within Discovery Plus, plus the HBO stuff and the DC stuff. I mean, HBO, you get Game of Thrones. Xbox could make Game of Thrones games. You know what I mean? Like, you could do
Ghost Hunters the game and go hunt some ghosts.
Yeah, you could. There's like so much. There's so much more IP, right? And in an era where IP is king, not just for shows and movies and stuff like that, but also for games. You're getting the game studios, plus you're getting the IP for the shows and the movies. Netflix, you get the subscribers. I get it. You know what I mean? But what's more sexy? What's more fun? Or what's going to be better in the long run?
$1 billion short term.
Yeah, don't stop thinking like an exec. Come on. That's why I just can't get excited about the Netflix thing. I'll get to save $4. Yay, if that happens. And who knows what else,
even if you may get to save $4, they may keep it just like separate thing. Like,
yeah.
Why would we add this to Xbox?
I mean, it's not, but well, Netflix could make these different shows. Well, Xbox is already doing that.
Yeah.
They're doing it. They're just using a bunch of different partners right now. The supposedly Gears of War, Fallout, Halo, Grounded now. They're already doing that. It doesn't matter to me if it's all on Netflix or if it's on different services, because I have multiple services. And if you say like, well, Netflix is included in Game Pass Ultimate, yeah, that's cool. That saves me some money, but that's not ultimately like the grand scheme of what I want. Like I want stuff for gaming, like, and it'd be cool, but I won't celebrate too much.
One thing that talked about on Boomstick show with Big Cloud earlier today was that something like this could help help competition to some extent.
Yeah,
like we all kind of speculated on, oh yeah, PS Plus should have like Crunchyroll. Well, now that would it wouldn't necessarily force their hand, but it might encourage them a little bit more to have like, was it Funimation and Crunchyroll rolled into one of their tiers or something like that.
See, but Microsoft has been doing pretty good at like every couple months they offer like here's 2 months free of Hulu that they got going on right now or whatever. They did like Disney Plus before, they did Paramount Plus before, so they have that in Game Pass. It's just for different services every couple months.
Yeah,
Game Pass perks.
Yeah,
that's how we also get our free Halo Infinite skins.
Yeah, there's a new one out for Rocket Hog, I think.
Oh, is there?
Yes.
Nice. Right on. Well, speaking of Xbox, also do have a new game that's coming out tomorrow. It got some early reviews now. Hit the Metacritics and Open Critics the day before release. This is based on 55 on Meta. As Dusk Falls has a 77.
Really? That I saw 9 out of 10 on GameSpot today. So
yeah, 2 negative reviews, 14 mixed, and 39 positive. It's overwhelmingly positive. There's a couple of lower ones that are dragging it down. What this game is seeming to me is exactly what I thought it was going to be. It's either for you or it's not, right? But if it's for you, then it's probably really, really, really good. You know, like it's a really good version of one of those kind of games, right? I just don't know if it's for me. Is it anybody here looking forward to As Dusk Falls?
Yes.
I'm looking forward to it, but I'm looking forward more to the Hot Wheels DLC, to be honest.
Yeah, that's tomorrow too, right?
Yeah.
And a Halo event tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
What's the Halo event tomorrow?
It's a continuation of the season 2 story thing they did early on. It's gonna be like its own separate event. It's not a fractured thing. It's just a
Lone Wolves.
Yeah.
The Lone Wolf storyline.
Right on.
So so I'm interested.
But
I'm it. Yeah, I got what is it?
As Dusk Falls.
I had a brain fart. Yeah, playing. I don't know where my head is. Yeah, thinking about playing that because I was playing Road 76 or 96, and I actually really enjoyed it. So that is why I'm gonna give As Dusk Falls a chance, because I'm like, that had a really good story to that, but it was more, you can interact with it as you're walking around and things like that. But this one is supposed to have a really good story. Did Open Critic give it a 9, or is that IGN?
Well, Open Critic is a aggregate. It's not like they don't do their own reviews.
GameSpot gave it a 9 out of 10. That's the one I saw today.
Okay.
Open Critic's just another Metacritic.
Yeah.
I think. Let me see what it is on Open Critic. There was several sites that gave it good scores. I can kind of go through. GameSpot gave it a 90. COG Connected gave it a 90. Pure Xbox gave it a 90. The Sixth Axis gave it a 90. Game Informer 88. Gaming Nexus 88. Level Up 85. God is a Geek 85. Dexerto 85. True Achievements 80. I didn't even know they did reviews. Shack News 80. EGM 80. Games Radar 80. There's a lot of 80s. A lot of 80s. So, a lot of people do like 4 out of 5. You're right. Yeah. And that they equate that to an 80. IGN gave it a 78, I think. But yeah, I mean, overall, it's got good scores. I think some of the it's got a few in the 70s and 60s. It's got one in the 150.
I mean, this game could have got a 10 out of 10. I still wouldn't play it.
Exactly. Yeah, for me, it's just not. I'm gonna try it, right? And it is in hopes that I'm gonna be into it, but it's just everything I've seen from it so far is just not gonna be for me. But I'm glad that it's getting the good reviews, Psycho, because I know you were looking forward to this. So, and Fuzzy, you too, I guess.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely give it a try. I'm probably gonna the first couple hours tomorrow is gonna be more than likely playing the Hot Wheels DLC though.
Right on. It's honestly like with the 77 on Meta. I was expecting higher for this game.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually expecting like high 80s, low 90s type thing, but I still wasn't gonna be interested in it. Right. Yeah. So it seems like some people just were turned off from the reviews I saw from the same thing that I've had issues with all the trailers. And just the way the animation is and stuff. Yeah. Right. Kind of distracting. But we also got another new game coming out tomorrow. This one's on PlayStation, guys. And this is in their new service, PS Plus Extra. This is the first big release that is going to be day one, and that is Stray.
Play as a little kitty cat.
Any Stray people here looking forward to playing Stray?
Yeah, I see. The problem I have now is I didn't pre-order it, and now I can't purchase it, and I just have PS Plus. I haven't converted over to Extra or anything like that. But it was like I go to the page and it's like, oh, put it on the wish list, or you could follow it, and I'm like, well, where's the thing to add to cart? Like it's one of those, because I'm a cat person. I figure I'll just buy it.
Or was it just?
It looks like it's just a like a placeholder page now. Unlike normally you'd have like the little clock timer thing when there's like a pre-order.
I just didn't know if their like store was getting like hit so hard or something for something else, and just like it went down.
It's possible, although it looks like everything else is working. So it just might be because of it being one of those where it's going into PS Extra. There's probably going to I'll probably see on my dashboard. Yeah. I have a feeling they're going to start pushing that on my dashboard. Like, oh, do you want to convert to Extra now? Get this game. It's like, come on, I just want to buy it.
So Talos says he's playing it now. It's not bad. Yes.
It's just like one of those games where it's kind of like a walking simulator, but you're just a cat, right? And you get the story around you, not like anything else.
I don't know. Over. I think there's a little bit of a story to it or something. It has an 84 on Meta right now.
Mm-hmm. I was just
talking about 69 reviews.
Games like Edith Finch or whatever, you kind of just walk around and you get the story told to you. You don't really do much. You just kind of walk around and maybe solve a puzzle or two, but that's about it.
Yeah, you have to cough up a fur ball that gives you bonus points. Your balls.
The summary says lost, alone, and separated from family. A stray cat must untangle an ancient mystery to escape a long-forgotten cyber city and find the way home. Stray is a third-person cat adventure game set amidst the detailed neon-lit alleys of a decaying cyber city and the murky environments of its seedy underbelly. Okay, cool. I mean, it's got good reviews. I'm gonna play it because it's in the service.
Walking games.
Huh?
I just don't like those walking games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're gonna be walking on 4 legs this time, Jasper.
And you have a backpack.
Put all my rats that I catch so when I get home, I can just dump a pile of rats on my owner's house and be like, hey, look what I got.
Yeah. This damn cat left a whole mound of mice in my front yard.
It's also on PC. So Stray is on PC as well. So if you're a PC gamer, you can play it.
I thought I heard that it is not on PC right now.
It's reviewed for PC on Meta.
Yeah, it's reviewed, but something happened with the
it doesn't come out till tomorrow, so
something with the video, it shakes or something, so they're postponing the PC launch.
I don't know. I saw July 19th for Stray on PC.
I saw a tweet earlier.
They'll probably need like a day one patch or something. On PC. Oh yeah, I can get it for $26.99 on Steam.
For $70 on, or is it 70 on?
No, it's 20. It's $29.99, I think, something like that.
Oh, what?
Well, it's not made by Sony. It's made by Annapurna.
Yeah, it's 30 on PlayStation. It's a little cheaper on Steam. That's about it.
It's probably a 10% off Steam thing or whatever, you know. But yeah, it's I think it's available everywhere tonight. And it's supposed to be a really cool game. So this is, I mean, Stray and As Dusk Falls. I mean, this is the summer for us right now. It's not like, you know, lighting the world on fire or anything, you know, but it's some 2 good exclusives, I guess. You know, I sense a lack of excitement across the board.
Oh yeah, woo, kitty.
No, I think there's probably more excitement for like some of the DLC
Yeah.
stuff. Like I said, like
Forza Horizon.
I know there's quite a
5
few people.
Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
That's what I'm gonna play first tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
or tonight. If it comes out at midnight, I'll play it tonight at midnight.
So if I got the $50 thing on top of Game Pass, right, I get access to that, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. Okay. So, and I think on Hot Wheels, there's like multiple like biomes now with this Hot Wheels pack, right?
Yeah, they leaked or they teased the map yesterday. There's it looks like maybe a snow biome, a desert biome, and a jungle biome or something like that. I don't remember the exact like biomes. And then they're all connected with Hot Wheels tracks.
That's gonna be interesting. I mean, but it's all orange tracks. Like, there's a volcano, right? I think we saw that in the trailer.
Yeah.
I played the last Hot Wheels DLC, but I didn't really get into it. I just kind of went and drove on the orange track for a little while. I was like, okay, I'm done. But this is like, now we have the, I wonder how it's going to go with the track editors and stuff. You know, what's it called? Creator Hub or whatever they call it, you know, on there.
Forza Arcade or something like
that. Are they all going to have access to all this Hot Wheels stuff? I would hope.
I believe so. I believe you're going to have the orange tracks, all the new like side stuff that you'll see around the map as far as like signs or like props,
trees or whatever.
Yeah. I think they had the dinosaur as a prop earlier or prior to the Hot Wheels thing, but yeah, you'll be able to make your own through the track editor, and curious to see what people do as far as loop the loops and having that boost thing so you could do the loop the loops even faster and stuff.
Just put like 20 boosts right in the road, get your car up to like 1,000 miles per hour and hit a jump.
But yeah, I think there's more excitement behind this just because everybody I think at some point has played with Hot Wheels, and it's like just sitting in front of your TV, you know, racing around the track.
Was it just me, or were they kind of shit in the 90s Hot Wheels? Like, you always got those booster things, and they like never worked. The car always fucking flew off. Like, Hot Wheels, still shit.
I know for me, it would definitely fly across the room. I eventually became like a more of a Matchbox kid, even though it wasn't really about the tracks. It was just about collecting the cars,
DMs.
and then I forget what the other cars were, where you had the key and you'd lock it and they had like real rubber tires, but. Yeah, for me, Hot Wheels, it was the more so the drag strip thing where you hit the little T handle and both cars would shoot down the track, and it's just basically like a slight hill and straight line deal. But yeah, making some of the loop-de-loops, it's like, oh yeah, let's see if this will make it through. And it would half the time it'd fall off the track halfway through, or it would go all the way around, and then just as it comes to the bottom, it'd bounce off the track or something.
Or there was like so much friction on the little tracks, it would just like stop your car. It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
so that's what I found.
Yeah,
it wasn't a postponed, but it was what was.
Yeah, they just said there's technical issues with the PC version
with the shaders.
Yeah, bad
shader compilation stutter, whatever.
Stutters a lot. Really, it's like really bad for PC. So, yeah, they're saying if you don't get the PC version.
Great.
But this guy is Sam Makavec on Twitter says, but I have bad news for anyone who wants to hang out with this kitty on PC. Shader compilation stutter. This is a short and dense game with very little reused content, which means stutters happen all of the time in a first playthrough. Unreal Engine curse strikes again.
Yeah, interesting. So. Although there were stutters on, well, no, I don't think it's Unreal for what do you call it, for Elden Ring, is it?
No, that's their own thing.
Yeah, because I know on the Steam Deck it played better on the Steam Deck than it did on a regular PC. You know, so I'm wondering if Stray might be the same thing. Played on Steam Deck instead.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it's something they could do a patch soon on or something like that. Probably not too concerned about it, but it is PC day one. Is coming to PlayStation tomorrow as well. For anybody looking forward to that one, I'm gonna give it a try. Might stream it tomorrow. We'll see. Might stream that and As Dusk Falls tomorrow. We also need to play the Quarry. Me and Kate got the Quarry, and we haven't played it yet. We were gonna do that today. Completely forgot about that game. All right, so
power washed all day.
Yeah, we power washing all day.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God, power washing fools.
It's fun, man. It got addicted. So, all right. I guess, guys, you know what it's time for?
Tidbits.
Tittlebits.
This is Tidbits, the segment where we go over through the games coming out this week, and then we have a better week than we have in a while. Well, this last week was actually turned out to be stellar because we got Power Wash Simulator, and Game Pass. So I can't complain too much about that. I have not tried Spider Sores yet.
Yeah, you got to buy that game.
I gotta buy that one.
It's $20.
Yep. But I'm going to bring up this tab here. Thanks to the work that Fuzzy and now Jasper are also doing the background here to give me all the links here for our games coming out for the week. I'm going to bring this up. Oh, shit. That was loud. Sorry about that.
No, hey, who?
I didn't hear anything.
Did you hear that? Psycho, how did you hear that? Okay.
I didn't.
I was like, what? What's going on? Okay. I was like, thought you're magic or something. All right, here we go. This is the first game.
I am.
You are magic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm Magic Mike. So
right on. First game is.
I really don't want to see anything about this game, to be honest.
As Dusk Falls.
Yeah. I've seen too much of this game.
I know. Me too.
Oh, I'm gonna send you so much stuff in DMs.
This is the studio's first game, I think.
Yeah.
I'm
sorry, I'm already getting annoyed by the stop cut scene
There's
things.
Cash in that safe to put the last few weeks behind us. On the ground now!
It looks cool. I like the graphics, but I don't like the
wrong time.
You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of the loading screens for Grand Theft Auto.
Is doing the wrong.
That's a good one.
It's reminds me of Scanner Darkly.
It's okay.
Even though
Hey,
that was a
play
great
GTA 5 a loading screen.
Yeah.
Stop! Why are you following me? You've taken very different paths.
Oh, Tony Grasso's got spider swords and he highly recommends. Oh my gosh, I got it.
But they all lead back to Two Rock.
Gotta play it.
Get rid of the cop.
This is
Hey there.
Spoiler City here. Let's
Hey,
go.
Sam. Say, you haven't seen three fellas in
It's
a
probably
blue
like the
pickup,
first
have you?
chapter.
Nope. Been here all day.
How you liking the desert dream?
Oh, can't complain.
Can I ask what brings you to Two Rock?
That's one thing that's intriguing for me is all the branching paths. But I'd rather play Detroit Become Human again.
I'm gonna get copyright by that song.
Is that a copyright song? Ah, dang it.
Wasn't it a Johnny Cash song?
Well, that's not Johnny Cash.
It wasn't Johnny Cash, but it was his song, right?
Yeah, maybe they changed it enough that I won't get caught. All right, next up, guys. That was As Dusk Falls, but next up is Endling Extinction is Forever. Don't ask me what this is. We're about to find out because I have no clue. Never heard of this. It's a fox game to go with the cat game. Oh, I remember seeing this because I remember thinking Lupa would really be interested in this game.
Yeah.
No, she'd be like, I want to play no dumbass fox on PlayStation.
Oh, this is one of those kind of games.
Oh, it's like Plague's Tale, but you're a fox.
Yeah. And sneak by stuff.
Endling. Cool. That's coming on Xbox One, Switch, and PS4 tomorrow. And next up, guys, we have, let's see, this next one is Fallen Angel.
Yeah.
PC and Switch.
Yeah, PC, Switch.
Mind is its own place,
Look at those graphics.
and in itself can create a heaven of hell,
Ooh, that looks
It's
pretty
like
cool.
80s arcade.
or a hell of heaven.
Oh, and you can become freaking like a owl.
An angel. Oh, you're a demon with the fallen.
Yeah.
Got it.
I'm digging the music. I'm wondering if this is like a roguelite or...
Following an unwise heritage.
Kind of looks more like a Zelda game or something.
Yeah, maybe.
That's servitude.
God makes no mistakes.
Okay. Never heard of that before. Intrigued. Looks interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, next up is okay. This one is sorry, I just copied the same link again, guys. This game I've actually already played before on
Rated everyone 10
I
and
believe
up.
on the Switch. Into the
Yeah.
Breach, coming out for mobile, iOS and Android. This is a good game.
Oh, the people that made FTL. FTL was a good game.
What's that game? FTL?
You play as a spaceship, and like it's like every time you jump to a new system, you get a chance of like having pirates like encounter you. You can like, or you buy something. It's like if your ship gets hit, like you could lose oxygen. There could be fires in your ship.
Yeah.
You like try to take out weapons on the enemy ship. So kind of cool.
I haven't played a lot of this, but it was really good what I did play. It's kind of like that tactics style game.
Yeah. It's funny that Android and iPhone or iOS can now play a game that the Switch could play.
Yeah, they can play better games than what the Switch can play. Have you seen some of these like mobile games coming out like recently and stuff? Like the graphics and things on some of those games, like whoa! If only the Switch could do that. Now that granted, the Switch is still an overpriced $300, but you know, I guess like a Galaxy
22
or whatever. There's like $1,500 or whatever, you know. So,
Jeez.
I don't know how much they are. It's a random number I threw out there.
They're $1,200.
$1,200.
Yeah. I'm a Pixel phone person now. I've before the what was it, the iPhone 10 with the eyebrow, I said goodbye to Apple at that point. I'm like,
Yeah, the last Apple product I bought was like an iPod in like 2005.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't think
you do Google Pixel?
Yeah, because I used to be an Apple fanboy, hardcore, and Steve Jobs would never allow that eyebrow on his phone. No, never. Just and it's. I know it's picky, but I don't want an eyebrow on my phone. I'd rather just have like the little pinhole like the Pixel has, and I'm happy with it.
Right. Okay, fair enough.
Apple's just a shitty company.
This is Stray.
Yeah.
PC and PlayStation. Timed exclusive, I think, for PlayStation.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the Annapurna games usually come over to whatever other platform within like 3 to 6 months. least it's cool that they each give each platform like its own like timed exclusive. Like, oh yeah.
Yeah, what was the guitar one we got on Xbox? I forget the name of the game, but that was pretty popular. That was an Annapurna game, I believe.
Yeah.
Graphics are pretty good.
It kind of reminds me of Sifu, but with cats.
Less combat.
Yeah.
That's Stray. Play it on PS Plus Extra. Annapurna is also going with these subscription services a lot too, because I can't remember the damn name of that game. Yeah, but I think that was in Game Pass day one too, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah,
That,
the,
like,
the guitar
artsy
one.
music game or
You
whatever?
know, the rock, the guitar game. You know,
Yeah.
where you,
Yeah.
like
I can't think of the name of it, but I'm sure.
side scroller, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Annapurna is a great company. Lots of good stuff. Next up, here's one that we saw originally on the Xbox stage.
Like 15 years ago, it seems like.
It's almost 3 years ago now.
Yeah. It was. I thought at that time it was supposed to be an Xbox Series console exclusive or something.
Or was it the two?
Although it was already on PC or coming to PC.
I think the demo or like the first level thing was
Just as
not
says,
Yeah.
where satellites observe some abnormal weather, it's possible that it could escalate into an unimaginable catastrophe.
Well, this is the one that
nearby. Hide yourself
was it
in
the
rain and
game
take them out.
best thing, and I said,
Remember,
"Ooh," or whatever. And
it's
Kaitlin made
it's all
fucking.
Yeah, yeah. When it showed her costume changes, yeah. You went, oh.
Once I finish pouring this primordial flood over Earth, the black hole will change the world.
Shelia, what's going on?
Mark the chip. I'm being pursued by enemy tanks.
I wonder how much melee combat you have to do, or if you can just play all gun, just kill stuff.
I don't know. Until this goes into Game Pass, I'm not gonna play it. I don't personally care. Like, I'll try it. I'm not gonna buy it. I just don't have any interest enough to buy that game. Any of you guys looking to buy it on the
Melee
21st?
is what I'm not liking. So like, depending on how much melee combat there is, like I don't know.
I played not the Infinite one, the other Bright Memory, a little demo-ish.
Yeah.
You know, and it controls like it's weird with the combat and the fighting with the swords and the guns, and it just feels weird.
Yeah.
I will wait for Game Pass as well.
If it ever comes to
Unfortunately,
Game Pass, I don't have any interest to buy it. I remember it was at that stage, the show, like, so everybody's like, oh, what's that game? That show becomes less impressive every year now. It was already really weak to begin with. Remember you had Exomecha, you had Bright Memory Infinite there, you had a lot of other stuff, and then you had Valhalla, right? But there was like no gameplay of Valhalla. And everybody was like, oh, it's supposed to be the next gen gameplay showcase, and they showed us Bright Memory Infinite and Exomecha. Exomecha still isn't out yet either, and I'm getting less excited about that game now because like everything else from that show seemed like it was pure bullshit. So we'll see. Next game is called Common.
Yeah, for the Nintendo Switch. I get Pokemon vibes.
Oh, Coromon. Sorry, Coromon. 21st.
Ain't seen any Pokemon though. Oh, now I'm seeing the Pokemon. I'm just gonna wait for Tim if I want to play Pokemon.
It's like a more RPG than Pokemon is, maybe. I don't know.
Oh no, only the red balls left.
Kuromon.
Well, I gotta find out what happens to the other fucking 7 balls.
Now I know where to check.
Oh, jeez.
I hope you don't have to.
They're not beads.
Oh.
Live alive. Live alive. Live alive.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
alive.
it's live alive, live alive, live alive, live alive.
This looks cool. What is
Square
it?
Enix.
Like a little fighting game RPG, turn-based.
Yeah, it's like an older Square Enix title.
Games with you. Okay. Let's have some fun. This one's for the people.
Like a turn-based.
Turn-based
Battle or
tactics fighting game.
Greatest work.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And with my own righteous fury, I will end you.
Live alive. Live alive. Live alive. Live alive.
Live and let
Your
die.
guess is as good as mine. Next up, Capcom Arcade second stadium on the 22nd, guys.
Nice.
Yeah, this is pretty much on everything, so.
Do y'all get into any of these like arcades retro game like collections?
Don't hold up, to be honest.
I know. I get excited for them, and like be honest with you, like I look through the screenshots of these types of games more than anything else, and I almost buy but then don't because I know that I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah.
You just like think about all the memories you had as a kid. And
Yes.
And it's not gonna be good.
It's not gonna be the same. But it's so cool.
Yeah.
Wait, where's Ikari Warriors?
I think this is the one that has all the death stuff.
A lot of games.
Yeah. Now, if it had every Street Fighter to go along with it.
Yeah, well, that's a separate collection. Yeah,
This is everything on July 22nd.
Yeah, I want it. Would I play it? I don't know.
I think that's going to be one of those I wait until there's like a big Steam sale or something. If
Right.
it comes to Steam.
Yeah, it's on PC.
Next up.
This is a remaster or re-release of
You have gone
2014.
too far.
Yeah, Baldur's Gate Dark Alliance 2 remastered. This was a pretty popular Xbox game, wasn't it?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Good memories of this game.
You must save Baldur's Gate. Please.
I think this is on everything but the Switch.
They already had released the first Baldur's Gate remastered.
Yeah.
They also have Neverwinter Nights remastered.
I think the first one's in Game Pass.
Yeah, I think so.
Is it?
Yeah, because I played it.
It's in
I
Exile,
downloaded
isn't it? Wasn't the first one in Exile?
Well, they were with Interplay at the time, so there was no In Exile in existence back when those games came out originally. Because there was Interplay had the people that became Obsidian, and they
Okay.
also had the people that became In Exile, right? And when they like fell apart or whatever, those other studios formed, and you know, Obsidian went on to do like sequels for like BioWare and for oh geez, I can't think of
Bethesda.
Yeah, and for Bethesda. And then Bethesda got Fallout, which was made by originally more people from Interplay, right? Because Fallout was an Interplay game. Black Isle Studios back then. I think Black Isle's actually Obsidian before they became Obsidian, if I'm correct. I have to double check on that. But yeah, good games back then.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Good RPGs. They don't, you know, Bethesda kind of is one of the few companies that still makes great RPGs. Hopefully, Turn 10 will have their next one. We'll see. We need some more like D&D RPGs though.
Solasta is a lot like that. It's out there right
Yeah,
now.
I've been playing it. Thank God for Game Pass.
Did you play Elden Ring?
Elden Ring, I played a little bit. It was all right.
So this game, it came out like last year on PC, but now it's just coming out on consoles. Everything but the Switch, I think.
Yeah,
So.
it's called Gloom and Doom. This is Jasper picked this one because it describes his personality.
I think I saw where Lady said she was going to play this one.
Gloom and Doom. Okay.
Demons for heaven.
I saw someone on Twitter saying they want to play it.
She's the saddest girl in the world.
She's the saddest girl in the world.
Doom bringer. She wants you to kill her, but she is unkillable, and you are a total slacker.
What the fuck is
To
this?
kill her, you'll have to seek out a secret skateboarding angel, defeat some demon assassins, and help people find movies. But will you
Is that a 3-bit
choose to
game?
save the world? Will you choose to save her soul? The good, the bad, and the
I think it's
indifferent.
described as like a visual novel game or something. You make decisions and like talk to
Available
characters and
January
stuff. That's
Right.
about it.
21.
Okay.
Okay, so this is coming to console.
Yeah.
Cool. July 9th. That's tomorrow, guys. If you're excited for that one,
Yeah.
Gloom and Doom.
It wasn't on my list previously, and you know,
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna pick it up.
I'll tell
but
you, I'm more
it's
intrigued with
interesting.
that than As Dusk Falls.
Yeah.
Personally, but anyway,
Yeah.
I think As Dusk Falls is going to be one of those games that a lot of people are going to love. Stray is going to be another one of those indie darlings, right? And you're going to have, you know, this is pretty not a great week, to be honest. Besides those two, I mean, the Baldur's Gate one is cool because that's a classic, right?
I mean, Stadia Arcade 2 or whatever, you had like 30 classic games in there.
That's true. I really want that, to be honest with you, but I'm never gonna play it if I get it.
You would play each game for like 5 minutes and move on to the next.
Exactly, and never go back to it because I have some of those collections right now. I never touch them again. I have one of the Street Fighter ones. So, but anyway, well, guys, and chat, you guys rock. Tony Grasso, Aaron Hasley, Rob C, Gogo Poe, Alvin, 3-bit. 3-bit had a headache today, guys, so we couldn't be here. I miss you, bro. Yeah, but he's chatting, probably listening to music in his headphones, chilling, watching movies. And Talos Ray, Deccaddo, Shane, Mocha Smiley, Dea, 45568. Shout out to you. Luckily, I have Kaitlin was in the chat as well. What's up, baby? Yeah, everybody who was here, thank you so much. I saw Drunken Donut was here as well. Oni as well. Appreciate you. Chris Jones, thank you so much. Fun show today, guys. We're gonna have another fun show on Friday for the Xbox Ultimate, where you can catch all of these amazing panelists. That'll be episode number 98. But in the meantime, Fuzzy, where can everybody find you, bro?
Well, just want to say thank you for having me on today, and thanks to everyone in the chat. It was awesome interacting with you guys, and man, not the greatest week on games, but hey, there's still some
It's
gems
mid-July.
out there. Go download the Hot Wheels stuff for Horizon. I'll probably see you guys on that. But for anybody that wants to hear my ramblings on anything gaming related, just follow me on Facebook. Jesus Christ, Twitter, Twitter at @fuzzy_Belvedere. Look forward to seeing you guys here on Friday.
Right on, man. And how about you, mellow fellow from outer space, the one and only Psychonauts? Where can everybody find you, bro?
Yeah, thanks for having me on. Sorry I was a little late, but it was a great night. Chat, you were fantastic. Always a blast to see your great takes in our chat. And you can find me on social media everywhere. Psychonauts8. You find me Fridays on Xbox Ultimate with our amazing panel and at 9:00. So come out, check us out. If you like us, like, share, and subscribe. Tell your mama. And thanks, man.
Especially tell your mama. That's important.
Yeah, tell your mama. Yeah, because I'm looking.
And then we have Mr. Gloom and Doom, the realist lore master himself, Jasper. Where can everybody find you, bro?
I think that's my favorite part of Tidbits is just finding whatever random shit that Fuzzy doesn't put on the list. There's so many other like $6 games that come out, and I'm just like, it's too shitty. I'm not putting that on the list. I try to like 30 and above is kind of where I look for games.
Right. Yeah. That's nice. I you picked out some good ones.
Yeah.
There was one that was questionable, was like 25, and I was like, nah. You can check me out at Lord Jasper on Twitter, Lord Master Jasper on YouTube. FSP's Monday nights, 10 o'clock, Fun Speculation Channel, and Xbox Ultimate Friday nights at 9 o'clock, Fun Speculation Channel. Check me out there. That's where I'm at. Do
Right
stuff,
on,
like, subscribe, all the fun YouTube things.
Yeah, and check out your videos on Orville and all that stuff, guys. He watches the shows and he breaks them down for you. Hear the lore master's take on his YouTube channel. But yeah, everybody, we have lots of stuff. I'm going to be at some point this week streaming The Quarry with Kate, and I'll be playing some more Disciples Liberation probably on stream, maybe some more Iron Harvest, and trying Stray. I'll be trying As Dusk Falls, and who knows what else. Maybe I'll go ahead and get that Spider Swords and check that out. But I appreciate everybody who's watching. On Thursday, check out PM in the PM here, 7 p.m. Eastern. Pong, Soul, and I have a 2-man show where we deep dive on a few topics. Fridays, like I said, is Xbox Ultimate Podcast. And then tomorrow, if I can, I'm going to be on Double Barrel Gaming with Mr. Boomstick on Xbox Factor Podcast. I'm going to try and make that. We'll see what happens with work in the morning. But appreciate everybody again. Thank you so much. And I hope you have a fantastic night. Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Later.